Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Monica Denson, and I am excited to interview for the role of Communications Assistant at Peak Roasting Co.
Why should we hire you when we have applicants with more experience or better credentials?
While some applicants may have more experience in a professional environment and longer resumes, I believe that my education, specifically my education focusing on communications, has given me a very strong foundation of the fundamentals that would make me an excellent employee. That strong foundation includes things like being very organized, being reliable, being a clear and effective communicator, and being able to multitask, being able to handle many tasks at once, even with strict deadlines, and being flexible. I believe that my education, involving a lot of coursework and group projects that were meant to simulate real life working environments or real life situations an employee could encounter in the workplace, has prepared me very effectively, even if it was simulated working environments. That preparation came in the form of understanding and respecting strict deadlines, being very thorough, making sure I am providing as accurate, clear, and effective communication as possible in all of my work, and professionalism, whether that is practicing professionalism with my simulated boss or my group mates, which were my simulated team members. Additionally, I am of the belief that, of course, while experience is preferred for this role, I think those skills and foundational aspects can be just as helpful and critical to being a good employee. And being a strong communicator, in my opinion, is not just down to being able to write well. Being a strong communicator also means being a very active and objective listener. It means being organized, being an excellent multitasker, and being able to provide that clear and effective as well as accessible communication to all team members as necessary, which is why I really think my foundational skills have prepared me for this role.
How do you think you can contribute to this company?
I believe that I could contribute to this company mainly as being a very enthusiastic, dedicated, hard worker. I could contribute by helping provide that clear, effective, and organized communication. Both communication in the terms of internally communicating amongst various team members or employees and of various levels within the company, but also external communication. Like, for example, if the company did want to do community outreach of some sort or communicate with potential advertisers and clients, I could handle that very effectively and thoroughly, I believe. And my contributions could also include my experience that I learned during my education with things like Word and Excel. I have a lot of experience organizing documents, keeping track of various information and details, and making sure everyone is on the same page and have very clarified ideas of what our joint goals are, as well as having to share those things with fellow team members. And I believe that I could contribute a lot of loyalty and dedication in my hard work, my flexibility, my focus, my ability to multitask and jump between tasks as required, which also, due to Peak Roasting Co. being a startup or a growing company, I believe could be an excellent opportunity for both of us. While I do lack experience, I believe I am a very adaptable worker. And I think, given that Peak Roasting Co. is a growing company, that can often involve changing needs, new priorities, new initiatives, a sudden increase in communication needs, and really just a lot of growth in required change as the company does grow over time. And I believe that adaptability could be one of the greatest skills I could contribute to this company.
Tell me about a time when you solved a difficult problem.
That's a great question. One of the best examples that comes to mind was during my college education, my experience, as I did previously mention. We had many instances of group projects where we had to work together, collaborate, and all be on the same page. And in one of these specific instances, we were all assigned to individual roles to simulate real-life working environment roles. We all had our own job titles and our own tasks and responsibilities that we were given, with the idea that we would all come together at the end to create a unified and cohesive group project at the end, the final result. And from the very start, to be honest, our communication was not great. We did not have the best communication in terms of how we were all envisioning the group final project turning out, or what the end result was supposed to be or look like. Therefore, there was quite a bit of confusion about who was doing what responsibilities were, what our goals were for the end project, what we had the concept of it. There were different documents created by each individual group member for their own work and their own progress to be tracked as and such. Therefore, that just increased the confusion, and we were all really not on the same page. So I decided to take initiative and send a message to our group chat. I made sure not to be too accusatory, because I know I don't enjoy when someone is coming across as particularly aggressive or assertive. However, I was just polite and professional and asked if we could clarify our individual roles and what we wanted the group project to turn out to be. And thankfully, my team members were very responsive, and they were also admitting that they were very confused as well. And they were glad that someone finally took the initiative to clarify and make sure we were all on the same page. After that, we communicated much more effectively since someone broke the ice. We redefined what each of our individual roles and responsibilities and tasks were, who was handling what, as well as agreeing upon what the end result of our final project should look like, what we wanted to contribute, what ideas we had, and we all came to a consensus. I additionally took the initiative of creating a central hub of sorts, one central Google document that we could all share, that we could all contribute to, and we all just had our own little sections so that we could all be on the same page, see what each other was working on, make sure we were all tracking our projects, as well as a little section so if we did get confused again or lost, we could recheck and refresh our memories for who was handling what, who was responsible for what, and what our end goal was. And the end result of that, my taking initiative, was we had much better communication, but also we were able to meet our end deadline for the group project. And our end result, really, our final work, I think was so much better than it would have been if we had just continued on with our confused individual approaches to the project. And what I really learned from that, I think, was how to take initiative in a professional and respectful way, and not being afraid of being somewhat assertive to ensure the best work possible. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you again for this opportunity, and I really look forward to hearing from you. Have a good rest of your day.